Ooh, sorry.
You good? That's probably your alarm to wake up to go pick up somebody, huh?
I had to wake up it was to wake up to do this podcast.
Oh wow.
But back to what we was talking about. So I mean that's the question.
All right. You are listening to or watching the Carver Ave Chronicles podcast with Tone and Trey. How's it going?
What's up, y'all? How you doing, Trey? I mean, I said call you Trey. How you doing, bro?
You must be tired.
I am.
Hey, I get it. Start of the week and you're probably running around already.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I got a few things I want to just touch on. First of all, thank you guys for listening and watching wherever you're tuning in. Make sure you like, subscribe, and comment. Keep up with the newest content that we create. So, really quick, did you hear about what happened with Jay-Z?
Nope.
You didn't know about it?
No, I've been on social
Listen.
media for a minute.
So, okay, got you.
I'm trying to
Okay,
talk
so
about
me
news.
neither, but
Yeah.
just getting back on. But the news that dropped today
Uh huh.
was it might have been yesterday, but I think it's today. Um, this is one of the first dominoes to fall from the P Diddy mess, right?
What?
They're saying that there's a young lady. She's not young anymore. I mean, I think she's probably in her 30s at this point. But
Mm-hmm.
supposedly that she went to a VMA after party 20 years ago,
Wow.
and she was 13 years old now, and allegedly got raped by Diddy and Jay Z.
Oh wow.
My thing is, I'm just trying to understand how is a kid at 13 years old getting to the VMAs, let alone an after party, to even be involved in some foolishness like that?
That's true.
Like how?
It's a good question.
I mean,
Was she? Oh, go ahead.
why do parents, trust their kids to be in that kind of scenario? If that's the case, you know what I mean? Maybe she
Yeah.
ran off and she's on her own, but it doesn't make any sense, does it? Like, well, why
Mm-mm.
would a parent knowingly drop a kid off? I mean, 13
Yeah.
to an after party with a bunch of grown people.
I guess
You don't
maybe.
know?
I'm a little. I don't know. That world. They do a lot of rehearsals late at night. So who knows? So who knows what the story that was told, to the parent, or like you said, maybe she snuck out, and what story did she tell her parents? Or did they
Right.
even know that
Yeah, that's true.
did they even know she snuck out the house? You know.
Or
So who
whatever the
knows? But
case may be, yeah.
with kids, we pick up a lot of stuff. Yeah, the parent probably knew that she went to XYZ, maybe for auditions or for connection. Cause like I said,
Well, no, 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 no.
what
This was an after party
I know it was
after
at the
an
park. I'm talking about like
award show.
before
Like,
at the park. I'm talking about I'm talking
oh,
about
okay.
yeah. You never know what led up to that point. What did she tell her parent? That's what
Got it.
I'm
Right, right,
talking
right, right,
about.
right.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Yeah.
talking about. If she told the parent anything, what did she tell the parent? Did the parent even know? The parent did not know.
Yeah, it makes no sense. And then,
It doesn't make any sense. Why
and then, like, for me,
then
yeah, why somebody does that. Like,
but
and
how was the girl development? But see, who knows?
I don't,
Do they even um card you? Who knows? I don't know. That's
well, here's the thing. I mean,
what.
because she got in through Diddy
Yeah,
or Jay Z or whatever
yeah,
the case may
yeah.
be, she didn't need all of that.
I know.
You
I'm
see what
just
I'm
saying.
saying?
Yeah,
Right.
yeah, yeah.
Like, so like, she's, oh, no, no, she with us. And who will tell them no? You know what I mean?
Oh,
So,
of course.
um,
So now the question is, where they
and,
meet at?
and another thing, I'll touch on real quick and we'll move on is that in the article it talked about, them drugging her through an alcoholic drink,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. I've been
It's
hearing a
like,
lot
wait a
about
minute,
that
come on.
allegedly.
13 years old and you
Yeah.
giving her an alcohol? Come on. Like, come on. So, I mean, for me, I just know BS all around it. Obviously, Jay Z came out with a statement
Mhm.
online, which I mean, as he should. I mean, he's got a reputation in
Right,
the
right, right.
business to maintain. But it's like he's one of many dominoes
Yeah.
that's set to fall. I mean, I'm not saying he's guilty one way or the other, but there's a list of names at all these parties that Diddy had
Yeah, it
that are
is a list
starting
of
to come out.
names. Yeah. Now that I did see
So,
actually on the news, and they, a lot of them were young children, allegedly. Allegedly, yeah.
allegedly young.
Yeah.
So, um, I don't know. I don't know.
Mm,
I, I guess it's because, I think, these men feel like they're more gullible, they're more susceptible to do something because they see this fame and this money and whatever the
mm-hmm.
case may be and not really knowing any better.
Right.
Not knowing they've been taken advantage of.
Mm-hmm.
And then obviously, I'll call it the Bill Cosby effect because this is what seems to be happening nowadays. It seems to
Yeah.
be 20 plus years
Right. Right.
go by
Right.
and all of a sudden, and that's
Right.
fine. I mean, hey,
Yeah.
at the end of the day, the door opens for you to file a lawsuit or get some
Yeah.
kind of
Yeah.
justice, then you go for it.
Yeah.
But it's like, okay, if that happened at 13, you would assume something would have happened then, especially at that age.
Yeah. But the question is, did she even
You know
tell
what I mean?
anybody? A lot of times,
Right.
when stuff like that happens, it, it it changes your whole world. So the question is, did she even tell anybody what happened? Ooh, sorry.
You good. That's probably your alarm to wake up to pick up somebody, huh?
I had to wake up it was to wake up to do this podcast.
Oh wow.
But back to what we was talking about. So I mean, that's the question, because sometimes they feel ashamed, then they begin to blame themselves and who gonna believe me, and so the question is, what was running through her mind during that time?
Well,
Yeah.
yeah, I can get it. I can understand that. I guess it's a is there a is there a sense of fear
Yeah.
for any reason?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah, because of who they are for one, you know,
Right. Right.
and then two,
I guess it's
you
kind of
never know
hard.
what's gonna happen to you, you know, if I do tell.
Mm, right. Yeah.
So many things run across your mind when you experience stuff like that. For those who have experienced it,
Yeah.
it just depends.
Right. Yeah.
Some have the
No,
guts
I
to
get it.
tell, and some don't. Some feel like it was their fault, you know. So why say, oh,
Yeah, I can see where you would beat yourself up over that situation,
yeah.
but putting
So
yourself in
why
that
say anything?
situation,
Yeah, because I shouldn't have been there in
yeah,
the first place, and so many different things.
right, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
It could be other things. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Because I don't want to talk, touch on it too long, because obviously that's not what we're about. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? But I always try to understand it from the perspective of the how and the why. Just like how did she get there,
Yeah, that's a good
and
question. Yeah, how did she
why was
get
she
there?
there?
Yeah,
How did she
that's
get
those are
there,
two
and
good.
why was
Yeah,
she there?
right, right,
You know
right.
what I
Those are
mean?
really good questions.
Obviously,
Yeah,
now obviously it's a hip hop. It's hip
right.
hop
On her
award
part,
show,
yeah,
and and just being in that setting
yeah.
to then be
Alone,
around them
where
is
it's like
probably
anybody.
yeah. So, but it's just man, 13. Like, come on, man. Like, you have to see some kind of youth on this child. Like, you see that she's young. You have to see that. I mean, obviously, I'm not saying she couldn't be developed at that age, but
Yeah,
come on,
but
So,
some people
um,
have that mindset that age ain't nothing but a number.
yeah, no, you're right.
Hate to say it,
You're right. So, but yeah, so I want to also touch on just kind of go back, piggybacking off of last week. We're talking
Mm-hmm.
about just stepping out and taking a chance on yourself. Just doing it right. Just betting on yourself and going for that business or whatever it is you want to do in life. Um, Also, I feel like we try to talk about actually investing in yourself in
Right.
that process
Yeah.
and really delve into that because a lot of times we do things, and yes, you have to start from somewhere
Yeah.
and build your way up.
Right.
But as I've gotten, you know, older and more experienced, especially with the video production, I realized really quickly, especially now in the technology age that we're in, it's probably best to just truly invest getting top notch equipment or at least something good enough to hold you off for the first year or two,
Right.
and then you kind of build from there. Because if you now, don't get me wrong, I see people that start with little or nothing and work up to that point, but because there's so much that we're going up against the AI and the robotic stuff that can be done on its own, and just different the software can help you edit. You can just speak it and it'll do it for you, or just type it.
Right.
I just feel like you just need to invest your money in the best equipment that you can afford.
Right.
Now, obviously, we don't want you to break the bank starting out, but you'll get that money back.
Right. Right.
You know
Right.
what I mean?
Yeah.
That's just from my standpoint of what I do. Now, I don't know if you're, into baking, or if you have a cleaning business. I don't know what that looks like, but invest in what you need.
Right. Right. Right.
And it may not be the start. You might have to take a few months to build up and say, okay, now I can get everything I need and start,
Right.
versus
Right.
just
Right.
trying to start and then you're not really able to do what you need to do because all of a sudden you find out for this particular job you need something to your path.
Right. That's true.
You know what I mean? So, any experience that you want to share on your end as far as that goes? I know for me, it's always been constantly. I'm always buying cameras, always kind of keep up with everything going on because it just the cameras are getting smaller now. They're in phones, and it just keeps changing, keeps getting smaller and smaller. A big camera don't matter anymore.
You're right about that.
So what do you think?
No, I mean I agree with that. Because just like with the cleaning service, like if you start a cleaning service, you're just using just throwing out different things. So of course you want your best products. So who do I want, Mr. Clean or a Walmart brand? You know what I'm saying? So when we think about that, sometimes you have to sacrifice the extra few bucks so therefore you can over deliver, at whatever, thing that you could be
Right.
doing. But we're talking about cleaning at this point, you know what I'm saying? So whatever works best to help get the job done, to get all eyes on you, I do see that we should have to sacrifice at some point because at the end of the day, it's going to come back. It's all about sowing a
Oh
seed. You
yeah.
have to sow a seed, you know?
You got to
That's
sow the
how I look at it. You
seed,
have to sow a seed.
and a lot of
Just
times
like
people
with,
are afraid.
oh, go ahead.
No, go no, you're fine. Go ahead. You good.
Just like what you said about about buying products and I mean not products, about buying merchandises and stuff. You know, when I first did the podcast, yeah, I could have used my iPhone because I have an iPhone, which does work wonders. And then I got little tips and tricks. We're going to the closet. It'll help. Take out the echo and stuff like that. So we're not saying not to get started. But if you are able to, stretch out and make the sacrifice to get some great products to start off, I think it's really good. It's a good idea
Yeah.
because we have
No,
so
I
much
mean,
competition against us right now.
oh,
I'm
absolutely.
learning that
I
everything that
mean,
I'm getting into, I have to upgrade if I want the best quality or the best out of whatever app I'm using, what I'm saying, or whatever program I'm using. I have to upgrade because the free stuff is not always suitable. So you're right.
no, you have to. That's the thing too. In saying that, like, you have to invest in software.
Yeah,
You
you
have
do.
to
Yeah,
invest in, apps or whatever the tool is to help
to
you get the
keep up
job
with.
done. You got
Yeah,
to invest in it because the free software and apps or online or whatever, they usually have limitations.
and they do, and then some of
And
them,
you know what I mean? Yeah, so
but
you guys go ahead and fork out, and the $15, $20 a month, thirty
right,
dollars a
right,
month,
right, right,
200 a year,
right.
whatever they're asking for, because it's going to help you get the result you need. You
Right.
know what I mean? So even when it comes down to the AI, yeah, you can use the basic model, Chat GPT, but you pay for the pro model.
Right. You could do so
Now
much.
you can ask you to do more,
Right.
so you're more productive. So
Right,
and
right,
that's
right.
just and that's just for chat. So I mean, we
Right,
got
right.
different AI models now,
Right. They sure do have some
but
nice ones.
but the technology is advancing so fast, you have to spend money to use a
You
lot of these
have
AI
to.
models.
You have to.
To create graphics or
Yep.
to help edit music or
Yep.
to help create anything. I
Yep.
mean, you gotta pay.
Yep. You do,
So
man.
and I think, yeah, and not only that, like, yes, Google and YouTube is your friend. Maybe even TikTok.
Right.
I get it. I understand it. But even with that being said, you're only going to learn but so
You
much.
sure are.
And you know, and a lot of times it's enough, right?
Mm-hmm.
The rest of it you can figure out or whatever it is. But there's nothing wrong with going to school.
Right.
Nothing wrong with going to, like if it's something you can go to like a vocational school and get a
Mm-hmm.
technical, degree or whatever, like a certificate or something.
Right.
Nothing wrong with that either. I
Right.
mean, because at least you're learning and you have that, certificate under your belt
Mm-hmm.
in case you will not only do it for yourself, but hey, now I can actually get out of this dead end job here that's going nowhere to maybe do something in my wheelhouse
Right.
because I have the education behind it.
Right.
And
Right.
get my foot in the door.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? To not only do what I love, but actually do it and then get a secure paycheck while I'm
Mm-hmm.
trying to build my brand.
Right.
So definitely investing on the education side um, is beneficial as well. And don't get me wrong, I get it. YouTube and all that, that's great, that's wonderful. There's nothing wrong with actually going to maybe to a school
Right.
to get the degree
Right.
or a certificate or whatever the case may be as well, because that could be beneficial if you want to just maybe do a different career path in your wheelhouse. If you want to don't want to fully invest into a business.
Right. I mean, but think about it. You go on YouTube and different places like that. Look at how many hours you spend just to try to gain knowledge on something and still do not have all the answers you need. So my thing is, I don't see nothing wrong with going to an institution, a place to where I can get some knowledge and get it all in one walk. Let me learn from someone that I already
Yeah.
know that's gonna take me from A to Z and not from A D E F and I'm still missing pieces. So I don't
Well,
see
the
anything
missing
wrong with.
pieces is because you haven't paid.
Right. So it's a job for everyone if you think about it, even on TikTok. I'm gonna give you enough
Yeah,
just to hey you to keep your attention,
just enough,
you know.
just enough.
But hey, you
And then
gonna still have
go on
to
his
invest.
website and pay for my seminar.
Right,
It's gonna be
right,
99
right,
a month.
right,
I'll make you a VIP, and I'm gonna send you exclusive
right,
emails. I mean, it's all. I mean, it's not. I'm gonna say it's a game or a hustle because in the days they're running the business. So it's
yeah,
like,
yeah,
what? I'm not gonna just give you my knowledge.
right.
I'm gonna share it with you,
Mhm,
but you're gonna pay for what I know.
mhm,
So, and you gotta respect it.
yeah,
You gotta respect it. But yeah, I mean, even with that, like, um, man, you just gotta do it.
you do.
You just gotta do it. And sometimes, I mean, just for anybody that's living in an area they may not be able to be successful in. Well, tell me, what do you mean? You can't be in a town with 1,000 people and expect your business to really be successful.
Right, right.
Let's just be
Location is
real,
everything.
right?
Mhm.
Location also plays a factor. So
Yep.
sometimes you may have to sacrifice and go maybe a couple of hours away, a state
Right,
away, or
right,
whatever the case is.
right,
It might be even down the block to another city
right,
to actually have more people to actually make help your business grow or be willing to travel.
right,
And that's just another one of them things where you're investing in yourself and your
right,
business because you're not just going to sit back. Well, I keep advertising, but nothing's happening.
right,
Well, nothing's happening because you have the same three other businesses that people have known. People have known for 50 years, and they're going to go to them because they already know
right, right, right.
them. So
Because
it's great that you have a
you
new
have to
product and
build your
service.
audience.
So, there you go. That's another one. Advertising,
Right.
and that's investing in Google puts you on the search engine,
Yep.
right? We getting a website, getting business cards.
Mhm.
Business cards? What you mean? I got a link tree. Okay, and you still need a business card, even if it's a digital one. Even at
Right,
the
right,
digital
right,
cards
right,
now, where
right,
you can
right,
just,
right.
because people still expect to see the basics. They want to see the
Mhm.
business card. They want to see the website. They want to see
Mhm.
you have a phone number, an
Right.
actual phone number, not a Google Voice
Yeah.
or some other thing. They want to see an actual phone number that's attached to your business.
Right.
Even an official email.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? Like a lot of times I've seen, especially here lately, you're not taken serious if you don't have an actual email
Right.
that says,
Yep.
www.mycleaningservice.com, and then your email is info@mycleaningservice.com.
Right.
They want to see that. They don't want to see that in, mycleaningservice at Gmail.
Yeah.
It's not official.
Right.
It's not official. So you have to actually, here we go, invest
Yeah.
in yourself, in
Yep.
your business.
Yep.
So, um, and then on the advertising side as well, whatever it is you're doing, getting graphics creative with flyers, and any kind of marketing material, you can
Mhm.
hand out pamphlets or postcards or something. It's anything, pens. It can be anything. You know, um, invest in it.
Yeah.
Figure out, what people like, what people, what's easy to, cheap to buy, and you
Right.
can hand out and talk about whatever. There's just so many things you can do. I mean,
Yeah.
even as far as going to, like, nowadays, they got a lot of networking events.
Sure do. Which is a great place
And
to,
it
to
may
start.
mm, it might be in your city. It might not. It might have to travel a little ways. You might have to fly to Vegas or some other big city with a huge conference going on.
Right.
But you got to invest in that networking piece
Right.
because
And
you
one
know
thing
you're
I
going to need
learned, even I'm sorry, one thing I've learned even with conferences, you have some that will allow you to volunteer. So even if you are low on funds, or you can meet whatever the requirement is to volunteer, volunteer, because the ultimate goal is to just get in the room. That's your goal. Get in the room.
it. Yeah, that's the goal. That's it. And just you don't know who you're going to talk to.
You never know.
You know that guy might look like he's just like you, but he may own a bigger company
Right.
and can utilize your service as a subcontractor.
Right.
You just never know.
You never know.
Um,
My
so I
last
mean, just
event
go
when I
like,
went to, I'm sorry, my last event I
you
went
good,
to in
you fine.
Texas was about 3 or 4 years ago, and the people I've connected with, we are still in communication today. Today, we still talk today.
Yeah, well, that's a resource you might have to tap into.
Yeah,
You never know, you might be able to utilize that person and say, hey, you know what, I'm not going to be in Texas. You know anywhere I can go and do X,
right.
Y,
You
and
never
Z?
know.
Or you just never know. I mean, they may even say, hey, you know what, I got something coming up. And you're next to the woods. I really don't feel like doing it. Can you cover it for me?
Right.
Depending on what you got going
It's
on,
all
I mean,
about
it could be
networking.
anything.
Yep.
Yeah, so you just never know. But it's all about just doing all those different things. Even with the social media piece, that's great. You got a Facebook page, you got a TikTok account, you got a X account, you got IG, you got Snap, you got whatever. But there's thousands, millions of people out there,
Right.
and that may be doing the same thing you're doing.
Right.
So how are you going to stand out?
Yep.
And here we go again. You're going to have to either invest in that piece,
Yep.
and either you're going to create a bunch of content
Mhm.
and post all the time
Mhm.
in hopes of maybe somebody, you get a bunch of shares and it takes off, or whatever the case may be, or you're going to pay Facebook to have X amount of dollars
Right. 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 Right.
to push it for you, or even on
Right.
other platforms.
Right.
It's easy to pay to play.
Right.
If you have to do it, obviously, I think if I can afford to pay Facebook $500 or whatever to get it in front of thousands of people, but
Yeah.
what are you going to do?
Right.
They can get it. They can get it in front of thousands of people quicker than you can.
Right.
You
And if
know,
you
and
can't,
if you
then
look,
go ahead.
you're good. You're good.
But
You're
if
good.
even if you can't, like if you're at a place to where you can't afford to pay Facebook, learn the algorithm. Learn when is your highs and lows as far as your your traction is on any social media platforms. Like from what I've been noticing, between 7 and 9 is when I get the most attention on my page. After that, it's like scarce. So when you check the algorithm and check the times when people are, visiting your page, post during those times. I keep saying the algorithm.
Right. Well, that's what it is. I mean, it's just the algorithm
Yeah,
of you staying in that.
yeah,
Like you said, you're in rotation around those
right,
times because the people got you in that.
right,
You know what I
right,
mean? Like
right.
the algorithm is based on the people that
Mhm.
are looking at whatever,
And
and
then
and it's responding, engaging to whatever the
that's what I'm
case
going to
is. And
say.
so
Yeah,
for
yeah,
you, it's 7 to 9. So
yeah. And you have to engage. You have to engage. People only buy for them that they know, like, and trust. So you have to engage. So go stroll. Learn how to meet new friends. I go in groups and learn how to connect with folks and like their comments and oh, you're beautiful day, happy birthday, a little simple, a lot of simple stuff, so therefore you can get and gain more followings, but you got to remain active and you got to be consistent.
Yeah, no. And you mentioned groups, so I was going to bring that up as well,
Okay.
because Facebook is really good for that
Oh
too.
yeah.
Is there's so many groups out
So
there.
many
Those these
groups.
are these are free resources
Free,
now.
right, and they will let you post
So yeah,
and share your business.
for the most part, they'll let you share your business, you
Mm-hmm.
can network, and do certain things there, and that might be an easy way to get stuff out here. But it's just staying on there and staying
It is.
engaged
It's,
and
it's a lot
staying
of work.
and posting, and it is a lot. But you just never know.
You never know.
You just never know. So, but I think at the end of the day, like not only take a chance on yourself and just take that leap and just do it, but make sure when you do it, you're committed to at least investing in whatever it is you're trying to do.
Right.
So it takes off and not just okay, well I'm started it, but it ain't gotten nowhere because you haven't really fully invested.
Right. So what does that look like? Is
So
what you have to also, as we've been saying all this whole time. So what does investment look like in your life? Like today, what I've been doing is I want to focus more on public speaking. So I also been studying more about public speaking, how to get engagements, how to keep engagements, and even with free events. A lot of times we don't want to take free events because we always want to get paid. Okay, well, how can I still get paid at a free event? So I'm learning my niche. So therefore, when that time comes, I'm ready. So be ready, because you just never know. You
you never
stay
know, and
ready.
the free.
Go ahead.
hmm No, you're good. I mean, you can definitely stay ready. The thing is that doing something for free will, if you do it right. I know for me, I've leveraged that to plenty of gigs. So I
Yeah,
just go and shoot something, not whatever, but it led to something, it led to a paid gig later.
yeah.
Um,
You can take
but
merch, books. I mean, there's
yeah,
different ways to
oh yeah,
still.
business cards, yeah, merch.
Yeah.
Try to make sure, like I said, for your case, when it is a speaking gig, now make sure you got somebody to film it for you. You got
Right.
footage
Right.
you can use.
Yeah.
Hey, I spoke at da 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 da. You know what I mean? And this is building your portfolio.
Right. 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 Right.
So don't look at it as, oh my God, I'm not getting paid anything. You're building your portfolio. So now when somebody says, hey, can you do X, Y, and Z? Oh yeah, let me show you some
Yeah.
samples, and you get something to work with.
Right.
Versus
Right.
you saying you're trying to get paid and you can't, people are not buying anything. You don't. What have you done? You haven't done anything.
Right. And then you never know who's in the room. You never know who's in the room. You
You never know
know.
who's in the
And that's how
that's
I'm
the
looking at it.
biggest
Then
thing.
also you're perfect. And if you're a beginner, you're perfecting your craft. That's how I look at it. You know.
Oh yeah, absolutely,
But go ahead.
absolutely. Perfecting your craft. Um, yeah, that's the biggest thing. It's um, just constantly, just wanting to improve. When you go through this journey, it's going to be bumps and bruises,
Right.
but don't get discouraged. Just okay, I learned from this, and I can do
Right.
this better.
Right.
You know, and like I said, like I said in the last episode, like it may not happen in the first year. It may not happen in the
Right.
first 2 years.
Right.
So you're going to have to keep investing
Yep.
and keep pushing and be like, okay, you celebrate these small wins. I only got, say for example, it's a cleaning business contract. All right, well, I only got this one contract. I was trying to get at least two more, whatever the case may be. Well, at least you got the one contract.
Right. Right.
At least you got the one. I mean, I know you
Mhm.
want three. I know you want to like really build and okay, all right, I need five to go ahead and come off of this, whatever I got going on. But just keep on that one,
Right.
and then your time will come.
Right.
Your time will come. You never know what somebody might. A cleaning company might mess around and make a mistake, and all of a sudden
Mhm.
now they need somebody else, and boom, there you are.
Right.
You just never know. Anything can happen.
You never know
So
because somebody will talk about how good your work is.
that's it. And that's
Word of
that's the
mouth.
thing. Is just stay consistent. Make sure you keep good communication, and just do good work.
Right.
Do good work.
Right.
So you do good work, people gonna call you back for sure.
They sure will.
And just spread your name.
They sure will.
Just spread
It's
your
all
name.
about getting out
So
there. You got to get out there. You got to get out there. You got to be seen. It's one thing I'm learning. You know,
oh yeah,
If you constantly hide in the closet, who gonna
Absolutely.
see you?
Right. Yeah, but yeah,
The
I think a
lights
lot of
out,
times
door
it's
closed.
just
Who gonna see you? No, come out the
we're gonna
closet.
see.
Come out the
You got to
closet.
come out the closet. Yeah,
Yeah.
come out. And this, I think the biggest thing what I'm seeing is that which is the reason why we're doing this podcast, right? As far as like people seeing us and
Right. Right.
hearing
Right.
us, that's where we're at now.
Right.
Now it's about, okay, not only do I have this business over here, but I'm actually talking about it. I'm going live and showing
Right.
people. I'm actually,
Right.
creating blah blah blah. That may not be saying anything, but you see me actually doing something.
Right.
That's kind of where we are now. You can't just like have an advertisement and that's it. Like no, now it's like okay, well let me show you what I'm doing.
Mm-hmm.
That way, people know. Okay, oh yeah, man, look at that. Da, 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 da. Like it's all about that now.
Now I don't know about with you, but
It
like
really
with
is.
me, this podcast has been inspiring a lot of people to come out of their comfort zone. Because if anybody know me, they know I ain't saying much of nothing. I'm gonna stay in my little box. That's why I say closet, because that's me. But I begin to come out. I have, inspired a lot of people to follow their dreams. I'm not
That's
sure the
awesome.
testimony that you be getting, but I've been hearing a lot about that. A lot of people actually love this space because it's teaching them so much about who they are and who they want to become. And seeing us gives them the courage to be, who God has called them to be. So you
Good
never
stuff.
know. You just never know.
I mean, for the most part, what I hear that when people do listen or watch it on YouTube or whatever, they like what we're talking about.
Right.
So for me, that's good. Like I said,
You
for
always
me,
out
I
the
do.
box. Look, you always out there.
No, not like this though. I've never really done this. I mean,
Well,
yeah, I
just
mean, yeah,
look.
I might post stuff and show certain things, but I've never
Yeah.
sat back and got no camera and talked and did all that. Ain't me.
No, I
Mm-mm.
ain't talking about this space. What I'm talking about is like
Oh,
actually, you actually explored
oh
a whole
yeah,
lot and
oh
into
yeah,
your aspirations and your dreams and your goals and stuff like that.
yeah,
Me,
yeah, yeah. Oh
me,
yeah.
I do a little here, a
I
little
mean,
there, a little there, but it's like now to actually and then to be yeah, we have had our days where we have missed episodes, but to be consistent with it,
we're still consistent. I mean, the
you
thing
know,
is that granted, there are times because life is like that.
right?
So there are going to be times when we don't have one, they drop on a Tuesday or it may come on a Wednesday or whatever the
Yeah,
case may
yeah,
be. The biggest thing for me is I don't want to fall off and we don't do anything for like months.
yeah. Oh yeah,
You know
oh
what I'm
yeah, oh
saying? Like
yeah,
that's the biggest thing. I mean, I think the longest stretch we went was like what, maybe 3 weeks
yeah, yeah.
at the most, maybe. So, but yeah, for the most part, man, it's just I just don't want to go a long period of time where we don't have anything because I mean, for me, I feel like we got a lot to improve on.
Right.
And I'm gonna end it on this note. 2025, we're going to start some evolution with this podcast.
Mhm.
I'll start. We'll start investing in better equipment, um, and just doing it because I mean, I hate that we're not in the same space, but
Yeah.
we can still put a better presentation together, um, and to put out there. You know what I
Right.
mean? It's just we have to. We have to. And so I think that's why even with us, like we're still talking about, investing. We're gonna have to invest in this podcast.
Oh yeah. Oh
I mean,
yeah.
it's the bottom line. I mean, you look at all the ones that are out here nowadays.
Oh yeah.
It don't take much to just kind of put together two nice cameras and make sure it
Mhm.
sounds good. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? So we can do that.
Right.
We can do that. So all right, that's it. That's all I got. You got anything else?
No, just my whole motto is believe in yourself. You have to. If you don't believe in you, then who will? You know.
That's it. And just you can't be afraid to fail. Don't
No.
let that be the reason why you don't do
Oh
anything.
no.
Just give it all you got. Invest in yourself, whatever it is you're doing, and things are going to happen.
Oh
Like I
yeah.
say, you have to be really kind of committed to it. It might take some time, but if you give it 3 years and you say, you know what, this ain't working out, at least you tried for 3 years. You tried
Right.
for 3 years. You
Right.
might have gotten a few things here or there accomplished. Celebrate that as a win because if you got any opportunities, it beats getting no opportunities.
Right.
So, all right. Well, like, subscribe, and comment. Make sure you share this with your friends. Tell
Yes.
people about us. We definitely appreciate it. This is Tone.
Thank you. And this is Trae.
You listen to the Carver Ave Chronicles podcast. We're out.
Peace.
Peace.
Thanks again for listening to the Carver Ave Chronicles podcast with Tone and Trae. Make sure you like, subscribe, and comment. Definitely subscribe wherever you get your podcasts for future episodes.